welcome to Vivid View with EHILIZ, a program slated for youth of all ages, but only age 18 to 30 have been given express permission to participate fully as target audience. But those below and above 18 years, or the target, can always, I repeat, always benefit from this program, even our dear parents. It cut across all religion, ethnic groups, tribes, and race. So with this I say, welcome to Vivid View. Vivid View.
See and do it.
Very quickly, the topic for our discussion today is on the importance of dreams and visions. Mark and Patty Veldia describe dreams as an inner flow of pictures, even as one sleeps, or as when one is sleeping, while one is sleeping. And he also said that vision is a flow of pictures generally seen on a screen in the inner mind of someone, but it can also be seen externally. With this, I'd say, Vivid View.
See and do it.
Vivid View.
Welcome back. You are still watching Vivid View with EHILIZ. The topic for discussion today has already been introduced as the importance of dreams and visions. So with me in the studio to discuss this topic is no other person than Superior Evangelist Femi G. Obinya. Let's welcome him.
Vivid View. See and do it.
Okay. Now, Femi, how will you explain this frame, dreams and visions, and how does it transform lives?
Of course, dreams and vision can be defined as a divine revelations through one, dreams has to do with sleeping, while the vision has to do with when one is awake.
Exactly.
So the dreams can be defined as God's divine intervention while one is sleeping. While revelation can also be defined, vision rather, can also be defined as a divine revelation when one is awake.
Then how does it transform life?
Now talking about transforming life, when one has no divine revelation about himself, then it's amounting to a dead person. Now, when one has a divine revelation about himself, then it means you have a focus of where you are going to. So when God gives man revelation about himself, it's a way of directing one's life in a path he should go, either through dreams or through visions. So in a way where one's life will be transformed, it's God telling you the way you should live your life positively, that has to do with either your dream or visions. And when evils are coming your way, God will also tell you the steps to take. Either do this or don't do this.
To avert the evil.
Of course, to avert the evil.
So invariably, if one does not listen to the vision from God, he will miss it.
Of course, when one don't listen, or when you don't
obey
get it,
yeah.
you don't obey it, of course you miss it. Then one will derail from the visions of his lives.
But part of this research I made during my research, I was also told that this dream can come either from God or from Satan. How do you explain that?
Very well. As long as there is God, there is Satan. And so when God is also giving dream, Satan can also interpret dream wrongly. He can also give dreams. So God gives and Satan also gives. Then it depends on the man that is taking the dream to actually know the types of visions and where it's coming from.
And how do you think one can know that? I have something in mind. Perhaps somebody, just a graduate, because we know there's no job now. So not all are fortunate to get job after graduating with what we're seeing in the present world. But if you now feel that I'm going to drive Oma Jeep as soon as I graduate, and all your focus is how you're going to rob the bank, you're making all these plans to rob the bank or to rob a very big man so that you can get money to purchase the Oma Jeep. How do you classify that? Is that vision from God or from Satan?
In fact, the first point must clear this. That is not the vision. It has to do with a negative mindset.
But vision is from the mind. It's free from the mind.
Yeah, it's free from the mind.
Yes.
But one, we must also know that when you talk about vision, it has to do with divine revelation. It is divine because it's coming from God.
That is why it's divine.
That is why it is divine. So if it is not divine, it is not coming from God. If it has to do with a mindset, then it is not divine.
So invariably, whatever we're discussing now is because we're talking about the youths, that when you have such plans in your heart, no, it's not from God.
It's not from God.
And anything you do that negates the law of the land, you go in for it.
You go for it.
Okay. So why does a youth lack vision?
Youth lack vision, one, because, like I said, it starts to do with mindset. Two, I think the challenges of the land, now we are Nigerians, the challenges of the land actually portray a lot of youths going the wrong way, the wrong direction. And when one goes through the wrong direction, you discover that there is this evil thought coming up. And when evil thought coming up, like what you said a while ago, you know, a child who has not finished secondary school, he wants to drive an Hummer Jeep. You see the child deraying because, one, when the fear of God is not there, I want to use the word fear because I am a clergyman, I'm a pastor. Are you getting me? When the fear of God is not there, you see that you have negative mindset. And when one has negative mindset, you begin to do things and think things outside the will of God positively. You think, you know, you want to get the whole world at the same time. Are you getting me? And this drive will always come from the devil. He will push you. And that's why you see many of our youths ending up in jail. You see some of them dying prematurely before their time. Yeah. Because they want to pursue things that are not actually meant for them at that particular time.
That's a good one.
Vivid View.
Welcome back. In case you are just joining us, we are still discussing the topic, the importance of dreams and visions. And with me here is evangelist Femi G. Obenya. The next question is, Femi, what are the challenges or detail to visions?
Now, the challenges, like I said a while ago, as a Nigerian, I think when one lacks vision, a lot of things are bound to take place negatively. And you discover that many youths today, they don't have focuses. Because while talking about dreams and vision, it has to do with focus also, especially when it has to do with youths. It is not just about sleeping and waking up. You know, so one has to be focused. One, how do you get focused? You know what you're driving at. You know your plans in life. You know, when you know what you're driving at, aim at it, pursue it vividly. Refuse to be discouraged. It's very, very important. You discover that.
That's very, very important.
Very,
Refuse
very important
to be discouraged.
To be discouraged. Because many youths today, they lack focus. And things around them discourage them. You know, when you're driving at your vision, no matter what it takes, you have a vision. It is your own. Yeah. You know, like Ezekiel. It's personal. Yeah. If you study the book of Ezekiel, the Bible said God took him to a dry valley bones. And for God begin to tell a man, can this bone live again? The bone you know is dead. And you will discover that he wasn't too fast. And he said, God, thou know it. You know. And God said, okay, this bone can begin to speak, begin to prophesy. And Ezekiel immediately, he began to prophesy because he heard from God. And he refused to be discouraged. Whether the bones will live or not, God said speak. And he began to speak.
Just went down, yeah.
He began to speak. He pursued it. It is your vision, because when you have a vision, it is about you. People were not there. No man was there when God told you about the vision. So hold your vision and run with it. When you don't run with your vision, if you don't hold your vision, you fall at the wayside. A lot of things discourage you. Sometimes even your mother can discourage you.
Yes.
Your father can discourage
your siblings,
you.
Your friends.
But you must know when friends can discourage you, partners can discourage you. Because the dream has to do with you and you alone. So hold it, like I said, pursue it and refuse to be discouraged. Because it is your dream and it's your life.
There's something you said, say hold it and pursue it. Yeah. Because there are cases where some people will have visions, but they didn't pursue it. And sometimes they even die and be buried with it. There's so many people that have been buried today with their visions because they didn't pursue their vision. So that pursuing of vision is very, very key, very important. I attended a training, Benin, I just returned yesterday, it was on leadership. And one of the things that the instructor mentioned was that part of a function of a leadership is strategies. But so when you strategize and you don't implement, you don't execute, it's nothing.
It's nothing.
It's as good as not strategizing.
Nothing.
So it's almost the same thing compared to this dream. When you have a good dream and you didn't pursue it, you are convinced because it's personal. It's just nothing. You'll be buried with it.
That's right.
And may God not allow to have that.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. The last question. How relevant is the application of dreams and visions to the youth of this present dispensation? Because this is a youth forum.
Of course. Yeah. It is very, 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 I use the word very, very, and I use the word very, very relevant. The word very, very may not be in the dictionary, but permit me to use it, very relevant.
That is stress. Yeah.
Of course, I'm stressing on it, very relevant. Are you getting me? One, pursuing dreams, one, has to do with mindsets. And if it must work, you must hold it tight. I use the word again, you must hold it tight. Because when God speaks, sometimes, like, because we'll talk about vision, look at Ezekiel. He had a vision. Joseph had a dream. Two things. Yeah. One is vision that has to do with Joseph. Are you getting me? Vision with Ezekiel. Now, when God told Joseph, this is what your wife is carrying, Mary, and so he had a plan and he held on to it. He didn't tell anybody. You know, for your wife to be pregnant, you never slept with her. And God is saying, he was coming to give you, you know, I am giving you a savior, the man that will save the world. Are you getting me? And God said, don't put her away, because by what we study in the scripture, Joseph was planning to put the wife away.
Of course.
It means, come on, you've gone out. An act of adultery is here. So, and God told him in the dream, this is the plan. He held it tight. He didn't discuss with anybody. Are you getting it? And as youth too, I think we must begin to imbibe that. We must begin to apply that. When God speaks, if it must work, I don't know whether you're getting me. If it must work, you must hold it tight and listen to God's instruction. The challenges we have today, people don't listen to instructions. Instruction is either from God, number one, from parents, and from positive friends. It's not all friends that are positive. There are a lot of friends, very, very important. There are a lot of friends who are just there because they want from you.
Want to get something from you.
To get from you. Some people, they see your future ahead of you. Look at Jesus Christ. The Bible said they saw the star. They traced him through the star to where he was. And thank God, if not for the will of God, he would have gone back to Herod. And the child would have died. Yeah. He would have come to kill. And they told him, the Lord told them, go back a different way. Go back a different way. So they saw the star. Like I've often heard a lot of people say, destiny can only be delayed, but cannot be destroyed.
Denied.
Yeah. I tell you here, destiny can be denied, destiny can be delayed, and destiny can be destroyed. Because we're talking about visions here. Are you getting? Because when you're talking about vision, of course, you cannot rule away destiny from it. Yeah, of course. It's about your future occurrences, what is ahead of you. So we're talking about visions, we're talking about dreams, and above all, we're talking about future. Because anything that has to do with your dreams and your vision, it has to do with your future. Yeah, are you getting me? So there are a lot of people who are around you to kill your future, to kill and to destroy your destiny. So if you sit down, fold your hand and say, it can only be delayed, I will get there with time. Man, if you don't stand up and fight it, it gets destroyed.
Thank you so much. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll take our questions from the audience. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Vivid View.
My name is Sarah Petrie. My questions are these. Is it true that vision can be gotten from, you can actually have a dream rather from when you sickness? For instance, I've heard people say that when you had some dreams, it's because you are not feeling well. That's why you actually got the dream.
Okay.
And number two, is it true that when signs, symbols, and probably nature is actually used, or you actually you saw that in your dream, doesn't mean you're not, doesn't mean that you are actually young spiritually. Because I've had people talk about that, that if God is trying to speak with you in parable, it means you're not strong spiritually. Thank you.
My name is Joseph Tiza, and my question goes like this. You talked about running after your vision and holding it tight. But now I have a vision, and I need somebody to help me to actualize this vision. But then the person I'm going to is, I don't know if he's trustworthy or not. What do I do in this case? Thank you.
My name is Adetunji Adeleke. What is the relationship between imagination and preparation towards dream and vision? Because Mike Murdoch said something. He said imagination and preparation has to do with dreams and visions.
Yeah.
Because Mike Murdoch said something. He said there to be difference. He said nothing great can be achieved without vital or important preparation. So in this situation, I want to know the relationship that go along with preparation and imagination. Thank you, sir.
I'm Mohammed Mukhtar Jubril Abkar. Like Pastor Femi said, when there is God, there must be Satan. So what I want to ask is that, he said, when God wants to reveal your dreams to you, definitely Satan will come in one way or the other just to get you upset. So if you find yourself in that situation, I just want to know what exactly action do you need to take about yourself. Thank you.
Vivid View.
You're welcome back. The question has already been asked, so I direct them to Mr. Femi for his response.
Sarah asked the questions about when one is sick and you have negative dreams. Now, I want to make clear here, there's a difference between dreams and nightmare. A lot of people, when they are sick, it's possible they have nightmare. It has nothing to do with positive dream, because no nightmare comes from God. Then two, Joseph also asks about holding and running with vision. It talks about time. It talks about goal. You know, it's like I keep saying, when there are no preparation, there is no expectation. And when there is no expectation, there is no revelation. I don't know whether you get that. Now, the goal and the time, it's about the dreams, which is, of course, the material, the raw material. And the time has to do with when it is implemented. Are you getting it?
Yes.
It's so important. So when you have a dream, hold it. And if it has to be implemented, start it on time. If God says, go to Lagos today, don't wait till tomorrow. Start going to Lagos today. If God says, go to Abuja today, don't wait till tomorrow. That time is so important. And it has to do with your dreams, because it is you. Run with it, like I said. Hold on to it. And when you're right to make the right decision, don't wait till tomorrow.
I think I also want to add that there will be no goal without a vision. It's when the vision comes first, before you now start planning. Getting your goal is, start from there, and it's also included in your preparation. So without a vision, there'll be no preparation, there'll be no goal, there'll be no objectives. So this is how it goes.
And in addition, if I may add this, I think when there are goals, it's good, very, very importantly, that we write out our visions and dreams.
Yes.
Many people don't write.
It must be written
Write
down.
your dreams, your visions, put time. If I'm doing this, the time I should start this.
Yes.
If I have this, when you wake up, and we must know, each time you have a dream, whether I like it or not, there are forces that will wake you, positive or negative. When you,
It's
1 a.m., you discover that after that dream, you wake up. So it's either when you wake up, some people, if you don't write it at that time, when you wake up, maybe at daybreak, you forget your dream. So it's important to note it down and begin to implement it. When to start? Starting positively, it could be praying over it or praying against it.
It's either of the two.
It's either of the two.
So take the next question.
Then the third question, you talk about being conservative about your dreams. It's very, very important. We've discovered that many of our youths do not have mentors. Many people do not have vision supporters. You know, whether you like it or not, there are some dreams that are meant to be shared. And there are some that are pertain to you alone as a person. If you have a dream that you need to be shared, you just have to share it. Then sharing it with the right person that can help you.
That is it.
That can help you. Very, very important. Then the final question, you talk about God and Satan. We must also know, when God is working, Satan is also fighting hard. Especially when it has to do with dreams and vision. Look at what happened in the Garden of Eden. There was an instruction, don't touch. And because God knows that as long as they didn't touch, as long as they refused to go there, come on, the future is there. So clear.
It's bright.
But Satan came. Come on, this is not what God says. Oh, you didn't get God right. He didn't say you will not die. You eat it and see, and the woman ate, and she attests to it. Oh, I didn't die. Oh, you understand? You discover that whether you like it or not, when you have a positive dream, Satan will fight you hard. There is Satan, whether you like it or not. No matter how holy you are, Satan is there. He's there working.
For every original, there must be a counterfeit.
Very, very counterfeit.
Isn't it?
Of course.
Must be counterfeit. For instance, in Nigeria, we don't have 5,000 naira note. Do you think you can see fake 5,000?
No.
No, because we don't have it. But we have 1,000 naira note, 500. So you can always see fake and counterfeit. So that is what it is when you talk about visions and dreams. Thank you so much, Femi. What's your final words, please?
I want to say finally, very, very importantly, I think the present-day youths, like I said a while ago, make sure you have a visioneer. Make sure you have a mentor. Somebody you can always discuss your life with positively. Somebody you can always discuss your spiritual life with positive. Somebody that can always guide you through positively. Sometimes it may not be your direct pastor. Whether you like it or not, your pastor is your number one mentor. Sometimes it could be an elder. Because it has to do with what you are discussing. Are you getting me? If that has to do with marital life, if your pastor is not married, what do? Sometimes you can look for an elder in your church. Are you getting me? Who God has actually blessed when it comes to issue of marriage. Go to that person. Take him as your mentor as long as it regards to marriage. Just like that. I think
it's for business,
if it's for business, look at somebody who is succeeding very well in business. Pick the person as your role model. Are you getting? Approach a person from time to time. Visit the person, hear from the person, and before you know it, you are there.
Thank you so much. In my own way of concluding this segment, you will have already heard that vision can come from God or from Satan. So I want to ask you, youths, to direct your visions aright. That is the only way. If you direct your visions aright, then go out for it. Unstoppable. Because there are a lot of challenges, a lot of distractions. If you really want to tell everybody your vision. Sometimes I'm a singer. Sometimes I have an engagement. And once I mention it, next month I'm going to so and so place. Sometimes it doesn't come to pass because I mentioned to one or two friends. I'm not saying. So sometimes, you keep it to yourself. Being conservative, sometimes it comes. We have two scenarios. The one you mentioned, Joseph, the youth Joseph. He tells his dream to his family. What did he get? Envy, jealous, even almost death, if not for God, that sustained him to be able to be alive to actualize his dream.
That's right.
Then the other Joseph, a more mature person, kept it to himself. If around you told his friends around that, look, my wife I put at home is pregnant, and I don't know, I didn't even touch her. Hey, everybody will clap on. You understand? So you need to be very, very wise. That's true. You need to be very, very wise.
That's right.
Sometimes you're conservative. Sometimes you tell people, like you mentioned, mentoring. Now, having said this, I want to shortly invite Pastor Dolly to come for her presentation. And also for sponsorship and advertisement, our details already on the screen. And I also thank audience. Thank you so much. I believe that next week you will join us. Same station, same time. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
This is